Hello guys, my name is Josh Barr. Welcome, thanks for tuning into this Final Fantasy X gameplay walkthrough. Road to Platinum in Final Fantasy X High Definition Remastered on the PlayStation 4. I'd imagine you never played Final Fantasy X if you're watching this gameplay walkthrough, but this is one of my favourite games I've ever played. It is very compelling, and it's very revolutionary for the time it came out. It was the first Final Fantasy game to be fully voiced, and the voice acting is incredible. We're starting out here in Zanarkand. We are playing as Tidus, who is a professional Blitzball. He is a professional Blitzball player in Zanarkand.
Take it easy.
So these, I guess, are all of our fans who really want to meet us, but they're very calm. In the real world, people aren't that calm, are they? They'd be jumping all over this guy like, oh my god, I love you.
Good luck tonight.
Nothing to worry about.
Flirting with the ladies.
Oh, if I score a goal, I'll, do this. That will mean it was for you, okay? What seat?
Ace block in the front row. Fifth from the right.
As you can see, the graphics are a little bit underwhelming. This is a HD remaster. The main thing they did was redo the whole score in the whole game and smoothed out a lot of the polygons. Other than that, there isn't much of a difference, but there is a noticeable difference in the HD remaster compared to the original game on the PlayStation 2 in terms of the smoothed out polygons. It does look a lot better.
Promise?
Promise.
Now, I'd like to talk a bit about Final Fantasy XIII. Final Fantasy XIII, when released, it was heavily criticised by a lot of fans about its linearity. Now, me personally, I was a big fan of Final Fantasy XIII. I liked it. I had a good time with it. I thought it was great. But the overwhelming majority disagreed with that. They said it was too linear. Now, when Final Fantasy X was released, it was considered incredible by everybody. And as you watch this playthrough with me, you will notice that Final Fantasy X, until about 20 hours into the game, is also a very, very linear game.
I was in a coffee
There's
shop
not many
when I heard the news.
off the beaten
Our
tracks
hero, Jacked,
places
gone,
that you can go.
Vanished into thin air. My dad must have been his biggest
Which
fan. I
is
knew
a
how sad
little
he'd
bit.
be. Heck, we all were that day.
I'm not sure what the word is, but people changing their mind. Obviously, over time, people's expectations do change. But I just felt like that criticism in Final Fantasy XIII wasn't
Make way! Coming through, sorry.
a good criticism of the game, because
Hey, I'm gonna be late.
Final Fantasy X was good. Final Fantasy XI wasn't very well received.
Let go of me.
Final Fantasy XII also wasn't very well received, as far as I'm aware. I did like Final Fantasy XII. I don't see why people didn't like that one. I liked it. I didn't play it nearly as much as this one. And then Final Fantasy XIII was the next big game, like big, crazy budget Final Fantasy game. And people hated it. But I loved it. If you want me to see a playthrough, I've completed it so many times now, I don't really want to play it again. But I'd be willing to if my viewers wanted to see it, so let me know down in the comments. massive amount of motion blur then, it kind of made me feel a bit sick. One of the coolest cutscenes you'll ever see in gaming right there. Incredible. You know, after thinking about it for a couple of minutes, all of this stuff, when this game was made, was revolutionary, whereas when Final Fantasy 13 was released, it was almost expected, you know. A lot of games had already done it.
What are you doing here?
So, there's that expectation from the consumers where if it doesn't have these incredible cutscenes, if it doesn't have the free roaming, then you haven't met expectations of an RPG. Most RPGs nowadays are all open world games.
Huh?
It begins.
What?
Don't cry.
So this is just pretty much the introduction of Tidus, that cutscene that we watched a minute ago. If you don't know, like I said at the beginning, he's a professional Blitzball player in Zanarkand, which is the area that we're in right now. That was a Blitzball game, but during the Blitzball game, Zanarkand was attacked by a big pool of water, and now everyone's running riot, wondering what the hell's going on. These pre-rendered cutscenes, they move pretty seamlessly in the game. It's wonderful. I can't remember exactly how well it ran on PlayStation 2 when it was released, but how it runs now is perfect. So now we begin to find out what actually attacked Zanarkand. These weird, three eyes looking... I don't even know what they look like, they just look weird.
Take it. A gift from Jet.
My old man?
I hope you know how to use it.
Now we learn how to fight. Final Fantasy X is a turn-based game. So on the right hand side of the battle screen here, you can see it's now Tidus' turn. Next turn it will be Monster's C. Next turn after that will be Auron's turn, and then it will be Tidus' again. So that's how the battle system works. There are ways to manipulate that order. Spells like haste, spells like slow. All of those can be used to manipulate.
Don't bother going after all of them. Cut the ones that matter and run.
The order of battle and make fights easier, because obviously in this kind of situation, the more attacks you have, and the least attacks the enemy has gives you an advantage. In previous titles of Final Fantasy, the main way they did it is each character had a recharge bar, and each time the bar was recharged, that character then got an attack. That was the same for your characters and the enemy characters. It's just a different way of doing things. They both work pretty well, but I do prefer this type of battle system. This is the first boss fight that we come across. This is a Sin Spawn. I won't go into too much detail about that because that will be revealed soon in the cutscenes. This is the first boss fight. It looks quite intimidating, but fun fact is you can't actually lose this fight. There's no way for you to lose this fight unless... Oh no, you can't, because you use the Overdrive here, Bushido, and that kills all of the minions and then just leaves the bigger enemy, the Sin Spawn, for you to fight. And the fun fact, this enemy will only use the spell Demi. What Demi actually does is reduce your health by a quarter every time it attacks. So 1/4 of your health is taken away. So I have 250 now. It will be roughly 60 that will be taken away next time he attacks. And because of that, you can never actually lose this fight. Which, I don't know why they decided to do that. I guess they didn't want you to die this early in the game and be discouraged. It's an interesting way of you have a bit of time to learn the menu system, learn how to use the overdrives. Every character has an overdrive, and they're all different, and they all have their own advantages and disadvantages. So Orin here, his overdrive at the moment is Dragon Fang. That attacks all enemies on screen for high damage. And Tidus is Spiral Cut, I believe it's called. That will attack one enemy for very high damage. So as you can see, my health got very low there, but like I said, there's no way for you to die. If your health goes down to 3, it won't go any lower than that. 3 is the very, very lowest that your health will go. In this fight, anyway. Soon, we will be leaving Zanarkand. Save space. This is where you actually save the game, obviously. As well as that, it recharges all the health and mana that you have lost. Gives you a clean slate to start again. And here's where the crazy happens.
What are you laughing at, old man? Orin, let's get out of here.
As you can tell, Tidus has some father issues.
Give me a break, man.
So at this point we're surrounded. In this fight, as soon as you kill an enemy, both characters kill all the enemies in one hit. Another one replaces it, as you can see there, and then you have to wait a while for all of them to have their moment, go through their attacks, so we can come next. There's no way you can kill all of the enemies in this fight. You could keep going for hours and hours and you would never kill them. But Orin shows us a pesky tactic to outsmart. I'm gonna actually find out what they're called actually, because I don't know.
That! Knock it down!
What?
Create an
Trust me,
explosion.
you'll see.
Great idea, Orin. Great idea. Sin Scale. That's what they're called. Sin Scales. I'm glad I found that out. Not sure if you can die in this. If you do die in this fight, then you're not very good, to be honest. You shouldn't be dying in these fights. I think you'd have to make a decent effort to actually die. So there we go. Boom. Why'd you decide to do that, Oren? This is all part of Oren's plan, if you haven't played. I won't give away too much, but it's all part of Oren's plan. What is happening right now? He knows why Zanarkand has been attacked. Titus is clueless to it, it's just in a state of panic. Doesn't know why this is happening to him. That looks like the anus of the alien from Evolution, if you've ever seen that film. Looks just like it.
This is it. This is your story. It all begins here.
His face looks horrendous there, doesn't it? That's a horrendous looking face. So that was Zanarkand, guys.
Hey.
First chapter. Oh no, it's not. No, it's not.
My old man?
A big J. I never understood the point in the sequence here. I've played this game a number of times. Never understood the point in the sequence. All you basically do is go down, and then there's this guy over here. Oh, it's jacked. But then it changes into the little blue man in a minute. Come on. There we go.
I thought about a lot of things. Like where I was, what I got myself into. I started to feel lightheaded, and then sleepy. I think I had a dream of being alone. I wanted someone, anyone, beside me, so I didn't have to feel alone anymore.
Aww. Poor guy. So here we are in the next area. Guys, my name is Josh Bauer. Thank you for tuning into this episode today of Final Fantasy X HD Remaster. We will be continuing on in the next episode.
Anybody there?
Meeting some new characters. And getting some more shit done. Subscribe down below, and hopefully I'll see you in the next episode. Until then, guys, my name has been Josh Bauer, the Crazy Completionist.